Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, this is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time. The topic is the one thing Kobe Bryant, Kyrie Irving, and Kawhi Leonard have in common. So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out Dreamerspro Max, an online sports community. We created a place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games, so many other cool things. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below. And also make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join the channel to receive loyalty badges from us. So anyway, let me get into this topic here. This is a topic I've been wanting to do for quite some time, at least the last 6 to 8 months or even a year, right? It's just that we were looking for the right time to do it. And I said, hey, why not do a video like this today? Let's see if we could, let's see if we produce something like this. What a lot of Kobe fans, Kyrie fans, and Kawhi Leonard fans, and overall basketball fans will think about this video. So as y'all know, for the new people on the channel, because we've been getting some new viewers on the channel, as y'all know, Kobe Bryant has always been my favorite player of all time. I've said this on numerous occasions. You guys know this already. For the new people here, I feel like Kobe's my favorite player. I have him in my top 3 of all time in NBA history. And the moment I say something like that, you're automatically going to get a reaction, which is going to speak to the larger point that I'm going to get to in this video here. So as y'all know, Kobe was the closest thing to Michael Jordan. Like, let's just be honest. If you think of Jordan, you think of Kobe, they're pretty much carbon copies. And the reality of the fact of the matter is this: Kobe has been they've tried to minimize Kobe Bryant because, well, he tried to copy Jordan. Well, who didn't? Like, who didn't? How many players say Michael Jordan's their favorite player? The only problem is a lot of people are just upset that they couldn't do it. So when the guy does pull it off, they're like, oh, but yeah, he copied him. Yeah, but how many could? It's like you say, okay, your favorite entrepreneur of all time is Warren Buffett, right? And the guy, you start a similar company like him. He's worth 100 billion. You end up being worth 50 billion. You're like, well, you copy Warren Buffett. Yeah, but how many people got there? And I think it's just another way people tried to undermine Kobe. Now, two of the players that adopted the Kobe, let's say, Mamba mentality and the style of play and all of this have to be Kawhi Leonard and Kyrie Irving, right? These are the guys that most remind you of Kobe Bryant. If you look at their style of play, their clutchness, all of these different things, their winning, all of these different things, right? And I remember the whole Kawhi Leonard and Kobe Bryant story. Basically, what happened was, it was during All-Star Weekend, I believe it was in 2011, 2012, something like that, All-Star Weekend, where Greg Popovich asked Kobe to get in the air of Kawhi Leonard and talk to him and just kind of take him under his wing. And Kobe said, absolutely. He has no problem. He had no problem doing that. And the moment Kobe Bryant and Kawhi Leonard started developing a relationship, immediately after that, you saw a drastic change in Kawhi Leonard's game from an offensive standpoint. He became a much more polished player, much more polished on the offensive side of the floor. And I remember when the San Antonio Spurs played against the Sacramento Kings, DeMarcus Cousins, who's now currently a teammate of Kawhi Leonard on the Clippers, he said, I heard Kawhi was working with Kobe. He's really good, man. He is really good, referring to the way, Kawhi Leonard played in that game. And it just shows you the impact that Kobe was able to have on Kawhi Leonard's game. Obviously, he gave him, the tools, but Kawhi Leonard had to go in there and put in the work and really take his game to another level. I was recently listening to an episode of All the Smoke podcast with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, and they had a basketball trainer who seems to be a very well-known trainer. His name is Phil Handy. And he spoke, because Phil Handy was there towards the end of Kobe Bryant's career when he was with the Lakers. And he spoke about how he was trying to get through to Kyrie Irving when he took the position with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And he basically said that, listen, I needed to find a way to get through to Kyrie somehow. So he called Kobe and asked him, he said, please, can you work with this guy? Can you take him under your wing? And Kobe Bryant said, absolutely. Because I already like his game and the way he plays and all of this. So it was no big deal for him. And Kobe got in contact with Kyrie Irving. And ever since then, it's been history. All of you know the relationship that Kyrie Irving and Kobe Bryant have. Y'all know that Kyrie said Kobe's his favorite player. I mean, we all know this. This is not a secret, right? And Kyrie, I'm sure Kyrie worked with Kobe, and Kyrie Irving, once I think he finished working with Kobe Bryant, Kyrie just took his game to a whole nother level. He took his game to a whole nother level, to the point where a lot of people are saying he may be one of the most skilled basketball players of all time. Now, Kobe to me is the most skilled basketball player of all time. Some people say it's Kyrie. It can't be Kyrie, because Kobe Bryant is a bigger version of Kyrie. And given the fact that he's bigger, he could do more. So he has more, he has more size to be able to do more things on the court just by the simple fact of his, of his height. If you look at it, like Kyrie has one of the best abilities to finish under the rim. Kobe could finish under the rim and above the rim. So but nevertheless, they're still they're all still great players. Now, however, one of the things I've noticed about these three players, they do have one thing in common: Kobe Bryant, Kyrie Irving, and Kawhi Leonard. They have one thing in common. That thing they have in common is the unfair treatment that they received in the media. And some of you say, but what are you, unfair treatment? Kobe Bryant? No, he doesn't. Let me tell you guys something. No one was hated more after his retirement than Kobe Bryant by the media. You see, after Kobe passed, right, he got a lot of fake love from people in the media because they just wanted to be PC, politically correct. A lot of these guys that you saw, oh, Kobe was great, they never liked him. They couldn't stand him because of his personality. Kobe Bryant didn't have a personality of one of these people that like to suck up to you. Kobe Bryant wasn't always like, ready for the camera, smiling. He wasn't that type of person. Kobe just, a lot of people call him, he was an a-hole and all of it. He just wasn't that. He didn't have this bubbly personality. And I remember one time I was watching a game where Jeff Van Gundy said Kobe Bryant gets all of this unfair criticism. Do you know why? Because if Kobe Bryant had a bubbly personality and this and this and this, he wouldn't be as criticized as much as he does. And he said the people that criticize Kobe, they said, and for them to try to criticize him, he said it's a joke. The moment Kobe retired, the media made it their job to try to diminish his career. Kobe fans will tell you this. Clowns will tell you otherwise, right? They did their best job to try to undermine his career. The moment Kobe retired, right? I was like, okay, for sure they're going to say he's one of the 5 greatest players of all time. They started saying, is Kobe Bryant the 9th greatest player of all time? Is Kobe Bryant in the 10th, in the top 10? It got so bad. That former players started coming out and saying, what is wrong with people? What's all of this Kobe Bryant disrespect? Allen Iverson said it. Shaquille O'Neal said it on many of these shows. Like, what is going on here? Where all of these people? And this was coming from the media because they're the ones that shape opinion. And fans, they're going to taking what they hear. It's what the media tells them. If you say somebody is great long enough, if you repeat a lie, if you say a lie, you repeat it enough times, it'll become reality. That's what happens with a lot of the people out there that we see. You say a thing enough. If you tell a lie, if you keep repeating, it'll turn into a truth. You forget that it's a lie. And that's what happened with Kobe. They did a great job, and to some extent, they succeeded. That's why you have a lot of funny people coming on here. Kobe's top 10. He can't be top 5. He can't be top. But they don't know what they're talking about. And they'll start naming players. You're like, bro, what? Half of the players they don't name, they never even saw play. And they'll be like, Kobe? No, Kobe can't be top. They don't know what they're talking about. But they'll still come out there and say that, right? Because this is what they've been, the Nick Wrights of the world. All I don't need to go through the names. All of these people out there that did a good job trying to diminish Kobe. And it's the same thing I'm beginning to notice with Kawhi Leonard and Kyrie Irving. Whenever they start handing out praise to players, just look at these playoffs, for example. Kawhi Leonard always gets overlooked. Always. It's like he's an afterthought. If Kawhi Leonard plays great, he's like, oh, Kawhi, he's playing great. If a lesser player with a lesser resume does something similar to Kawhi Leonard, you know what you hear? This guy's better than Karl Malone. This is the next Kobe Bryant. This guy's better than Larry Bird. This is what you hear. When Kawhi Leonard does it, it's like, oh, it's like an afterthought. Nobody wants to discuss it. Oh, let's just forget about it. They want to wish him away. Like, oh, Kawhi Leonard, yeah, he's good, but they just wish him away. I've noticed a similar trend to some extent with Kevin Durant, but it's not as bad as Kawhi Leonard. If you think of Kyrie Irving has basically been dismissed as a kook. People in media, when they talk about Kyrie, they try to talk about the guy like as if Kyrie Irving is an idiot. Kyrie Irving doesn't have a brain. The people talking about Kyrie is like 100 times more successful than these people in reality. Kyrie Irving gives, he donates. Now, I had some issues with him in the past talking down to people, but no one is perfect. Kyrie Irving is actually making an impact in the world. And they try to diminish him. Dudes that do nothing. they praised him. They hailed him. They're like, oh, these guys are so great. When it's Kyrie, is Kyrie Irving that smart? Is Kyrie Irving has psychological issues? What's wrong with Kyrie? That's what they do. That's what they do with Kyrie Irving, right? When Kyrie Irving hit that shot, the shot to go ahead and do you hear anybody talking about Kyrie Irving? It's one of the greatest players of all. Do y'all hear anything? Does anybody mention Kyrie Irving to you? Oh, the best they'll say is, oh, he's one of the most skills. He's a very skilled player. They don't talk about Kyrie Irving in the same sense he's a winner. They just dismiss him like he's some crazy dude. Kawhi Leonard, because he's quiet, because he doesn't talk, they try to dismiss him. And I'm noticing the trend. The moment, I'm going to say it now, the moment Kyrie Irving and Kawhi Leonard retire, I can guarantee you right now, they're going to downplay these guys' careers. You can book it. The media are going to do a fantastic job at that because they want to pick and choose who deserves praise and who doesn't. And most of it has nothing to do with how well a player plays. Has everything to do with their personality. It just comes down to the fact that they just don't like him. They just didn't like Kobe. And Kobe got a lot of fake love from people the moment he passed. Fake love. I already called them out. Jason Whitlock. We did a video about, nobody cares about Jason Whitlock's crocodile tears. He called Kobe Bryant a fraud and this and this. And the minute the guy passes away, oh, Kobe, I don't know why we lost a brother. So you only realize you lost a brother when he passed? When he was alive, where was all of this? Where was all of this? And they cried out. They never liked him. And I think it's the exact same thing that's going to happen to Kawhi Leonard and Kyrie Irving. I don't know. Maybe it's something with people who have K's in their name, their first name. Whenever you have like a K in your first name, you always get slandered. Kyrie, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Kobe Bryant. I don't know. Maybe it's like, don't name your child. If you name a kid, to make sure it doesn't start with a K for whatever reason, because he's going to get hated on. And I think this is one of the things that's going to happen. Now, luckily, you have independent media companies out there like us, Dreamerspro, that will do our best to not allow that to happen. We're not going to downplay a Kawhi Leonard or Kobe. So we say, why are you always talking about Kawhi? Because he needs more props, son. What's wrong with you? You want to go everywhere in the internet, everywhere in the world and hear about the same players? Nah, I don't work like that. And a lot of people complain, what are you talking about? Just don't watch. Just a quick thing. What is going on with people that, it's just amazing. I've never sat down and watched a bad movie from beginning to end and then turn on another one. Like, if I don't like something, why do I watch it? Why would you watch it? Like, I just don't understand why people give their energy to things that they don't like and then complain about it. If you don't like it, don't watch. It's just that simple. Nobody's forcing you. So this is one of the things that I've noticed, and I know for sure Kobe fans are definitely going to identify with this. I know Kyrie Irving fans are definitely going to see where I'm coming from. And I know Kawhi Leonard fans are definitely going to understand where I'm coming from. They're going to do their best to downplay these guys the same way they did with Kobe. And the only reason you see Kobe Bryant getting all this love is because he passed. When he was alive, he had no such love. That's the reality. And those are my thoughts. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think I'm just making this up, or do you think there's a real possibility that these guys may be on deck to be hated on? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.